Be the change. Be the change. Why would you want to be the change? Why would you want to be the change? Because you know deep in your soul, you know that this world has more to offer for you. You know deep within your soul that you have more to offer for this world. And you know deep within your soul that it would be very satisfying to get closer to the ideal image of how you see yourself, who you are. Esther and Abraham Hicks says, all things that you ask for, large and small, are immediately understood and fully offered without exception. Every point of consciousness has the right and the ability to ask, and all points of consciousness are honored and responded to immediately. When you ask, it is given every time. Your asking is sometimes spoken with your words, but more often it emanates from your vibrationally as a constant stream of personally owned preferences, each building on the next, and each one respected and answered. Margie, what you doing? Each one. However you feel, that's what you need to work on. Whatever you feel, what do you want to attract into your life? Spend time in those elevated emotions. Spend time there. And then visualize what you would like to see come to fruition in your life. And you're going to draw it in, just like magic. Beautifully, just like magic. Great Spirit, Father God, source of all things, consciousness, higher power. Don't forget anyone. What is the overall message here today? This and that are true. Dolphin spirits. This and that are true. This and that are true. There are many ways to the same conclusion. Let's see. Someone is feeling disappointed. Someone is feeling disappointed in their life. Perhaps the things you had expectations about, they didn't come about. Or the things that you had somehow talked yourself into that they were going to come true, they might not have manifested for you. And so in this scenario, we have someone feeling unfulfilled. And that feeling of unfulfilled, that can be your biggest blessing. Like that can be the Kickstarter for your new life. You're not feeling satisfied. You're feeling apathy. Apathy is not good. Depression, apathy is not good. Even anger is better because anger has some sense of action in it and around it. So better to be angry than to be apathetic and depressed because you're not going to get things done. Find it within yourself so you can propel yourself forward. Stir up the emotions so that you can find your driving force forward. Surrounded by everything. Like it's what it says, every single thing that you are asking for, every point of consciousness has the right and the ability to ask, and all points of consciousness are honored and responded to immediately. So the Wheel of Fortune is always there. If you sit there and wallow in your disappointments and you like, life didn't go my way. No, it didn't go my way. I guess this is it. And then over there is Spirit like, hey you apathetic human over there. I got you a cup over here. Look over here, hey. And it's trying to get your attention. And also, this is a reminder that whatever you are feeling, that is what you're going to bring into fruition. That's what you're going to bring into life. And life is sometimes very daunting. Life can be just very disappointing. And I know this firsthand. I also know firsthand that you can overcome those blockages. Like, got to deal with the disappointments of the past. Got to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Radical acceptance is what Eckhart Tolle is talking about. Perhaps you lost someone and now you're stuck in the grief. And that is very understandable, because losing someone is some of the most difficult things that you can go through. And so perhaps now you're stuck in the grief. And this is a reminder that have to deal with those things. You have to deal with them. Like it's gonna block everything else in your life. It's like walking around trying to create your happy life with a bag of grief on your shoulder, and you just can't do it. It won't be possible, because every time you're starting to feel a little bit happy, now you feel maybe guilty even for feeling happy, because the grief. Oh, the grief. Gotta hold on to the grief. No, you can't. You have to feel the grief, and you have to accept the grief. It is hard to lose someone. It's hard to go through divorces. It's hard to go through loss, like someone passing over. It's hard to go through transitions in life in any way, shape, or form. It's difficult for us. But if you want to be your own best friend and you want the best out of life that you can have, and I mean, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want the best for yourself? Because it's life. And so to deal with those heavy emotions is going to be key, because you're going to be attracting more of that heaviness if you don't deal with it. And so when you close your eyes, this person here, loaded up with grief, loaded up with apathy, it's taken over. Now the wheel of fortune is spinning you around in other sadness, apathetic, all these stuff. But in your core, you know that you have the capability of bringing structure into your life. You know that you have the capability to take care of your household. You know that you have the capability to stand up for what is right. And you know that you have the capability to take leadership in your own life. And this is the potential that you hold. And it's so sad for me to see someone with that great of a potential. This is who you really are. Someone who's standing up tall, standing up strong, believing in yourself, believing in the world around you, taking ownership of these things. And this is who you are. And this is what is in the bottom of you. And so to find within yourself the strength to deal with whatever it is that life threw at you. This is how you grow. This is how you're going to take your power and build something beautiful. Beautiful. And there's been a lot of action. There's been a lot of communication. A lot of maybe miscommunication too in the past. Wow, and you have the Empress and the Emperor within yourself. So you're nurturing, you got all the strength. Wow. So the Empress and the Emperor, like in your mind, like how you act towards people, you are someone who brings things into fruition. You are someone who makes things grow. Like you take an idea and you bring it out to blossom. And you are someone who can nurture and take care of the little ones. You take care of the animals. You take care of the weaker ones that needs caring. And you have the structure, you have the drive, and you have all that to take full command of your life. And you've also taken a lot of action in the past. And so now you're kind of stuck, which is okay. It's okay to be stuck. This is a lesson. Like life is just giving you a lesson. And if you want to unstuck yourself, you can always do that. And the way to unstuck yourself is to know that you have all these qualities. And it's okay even for a king to cry, even for the emperor to break down and cry, and open up those vaults that you're holding within yourself. Sometimes loss and grief can have you feeling that if you start crying, you might never be able to stop. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. You just cry it out. It's like watering the plants. It's like making something new grow and creating space within yourself so you can get all this out of your system. And just radically accept the situation where you're at. Because if you can take care of this, then that will kick out your apathy. Like now you won't be sitting there trying to hold on to the grief anymore. Now you can free that energy so you can go ahead and create the life of your dreams. Perhaps the communication that came in the past was very negative. Perhaps you have someone around you who they're like, well, you know, you couldn't do this. This is horrible. Like, look at you. Look at what you're doing to yourself. Look at what you're doing with your life. You're such an idiot, or you're such a waste of space, or you just don't have any capabilities, do you? You're so stupid, and all that stuff. Perhaps they told you that all the time before, and now that voice with your grief. And now this voice from before is coming back into your head and is binding you. It's holding you stuck there. Now you're going to be bound by your own thoughts. Unless, of course, you do like Eckhart Tolle said, radical acceptance. Just radically accept where you are. If you do that, you will not go into this self-imposed bondage. You're going to go through a transformation instead. You won't go through it. If you meet this grief within yourself, hello grief, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. You're okay, you are my friend, you're here to teach me something. And then you sit there with your grief and you just feel it. It's okay. The disappointments, the things that people are capable of doing it's pretty insane. I know this firsthand. Like, people are capable of doing some really, really bad stuff. And so if you've experienced that and now they're all on your back trying to get to you, then just radically accept it. Go within, find that inner strength to release all that grief, the disappointments in your life. And now, instead of being bound up by these self-inflicting bondages, instead of doing that, you're going to go through a transformation. That's the difference. This and that are true. The dolphin spirit saying this and that are true. Yeah, you can go into your future with your grief. You can hold on to it for the rest of your life if you want to. And then you're going to be in a bind, and your life is going to be like that. This is what your life is going to look like, what it feels like right now. If you're okay with that, then keep doing that. That's great. If you're not okay with that, then change it. That's great too. This and that is true. You have the power to change where your trajectory of your life is going to go. And so if you choose to deal with whatever it is that is holding you back, whatever emotion it is that is sitting there, you are going to transform. And when you transform, you're going to bring out the emperor and the empress within yourself. And now you're going to create the room for these archetypes, for these characteristics to flourish and grow, which is a very, very big difference from being like bound up by your negative thinking. Present yourself as a star. Present yourself as healing, whole, healing, health, good health. Present yourself as someone with good health, with healing qualities and properties, and doing the healing work. The healing work is the most precious gift that you have. Others already see you as the Queen of Wands. Others already see you as having everything together, and the passion and the capability of standing up for what you believe in and standing up for others and being a kind, generous, passionate person, speaking their truth, standing up and doing what is best for them and for the highest good. Other people already see you as that, and you're sitting there wallowing in your grief. Nope, I'm going to just hold on to my grief. And that's it, the end. Or, oh, you know what? Really? Other people see me as the Queen of Wands, and I have the qualities of the Emperor and the Empress within myself? Really? Wow, okay. In that case, then I would rather deal with my grief so that I can transform. Transformation is going to be beautiful. Like literally. It might take time, take the time it takes. Sometimes it's difficult to speak your mind. Clarity of mind, sometimes speaking your mind, speaking your truth is very difficult. Sometimes you have to just cut through the crap that is going on around you, or be clear in your thinking. It can be scary because maybe you feel like you're going to scare some people away, or it can be the freeing of the same people, and you're going to be okay anyway. Sometimes it's difficult to cut people off because now you're going to be by yourself, and that's okay too. Just pray about it and spend time with spirit and spend time with the angels. It's worth it. It's lovely. It's beautiful. And then you'll attract new people into your life who's going to be supportive. They're going to be encouraging you to take out your best. They're not going to be intimidated by your strength. They're going to be admiring your qualities. They're going to admire your drive, and they're going to admire the person that you are, standing up for yourself and for the truth. And so this can be the biggest fear, because you don't know what you're going to get, but you know what you have. And if everything was unicorns and rainbows, perhaps you wouldn't sit there by yourself in your grief with your disappointed life, being disappointed in life. Perhaps the grief that you're going through is someone you thought you was going to marry them or create a family with them or spend your rest of your life with them. And then they turned out to do something really, really weird. And there you are, now you have to deal with all the consequences of someone else's behavior. And the truth is that people do stuff like that sometimes. And sometimes it is to shake ourselves loose a little bit, to within our core, so we can get emotionally engaged in the world around us again. And also to understand that we have the strength, the emotional strength, to go through these changes. There's nothing more attractive and beautiful than a personal transformation in a person. That is the most gorgeous thing that you can ever see in anybody. Sometimes it feels like with the body, gotta go to the gym, gotta go to work out somehow, stretching, doing this, doing that, spending the time doing it, taking the effort into doing it. Getting your stuff together to do all that stuff is sometimes very daunting and take time. It is tedious. Like, you can go to the gym, you can work out your muscles every day for like a year and you might not see any results, right? Maybe just tiny bit, maybe. And then year number 3, maybe then, yeah, now you're starting to see it. So things take time. And when you're building something that is going to carry you for the rest of your life, you actually do have the rest of your life to do it. Is it gonna worth it? Is the effort that you put into taking care of your body and taking care of yourself, is it worth the squeeze? Yes, it is worth the squeeze. It always is. Like, taking care of your body that you're gonna live in on this whole duration on planet Earth is always worth it. Whatever you do to get stronger, to feel stronger, more vibrant, more alive, more full as a human being, just strong, is gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth every single second that you put into it. This and that are true. King of Pentacles. Margie. Transformation. Yeah, because it can go both ways. It can go both ways. It depends on the choice that you're making today. It depends on the choice that you're making tomorrow and all the rest of the days. The inner child. Inner child, sometimes even the loss that you're feeling or the grief that you're carrying can be from a wounded childhood, which also I know a lot about that. And you can still work on that in your adult situation, and you can release the guilt and the grief. You can sometimes you've gotten so used to it, you don't even know that you're carrying it, because that's just how it always was. And then, so sometimes you have to really sit down with yourself and feel yourself in all ways, so that you can find that inner child and see if you can nourish that inner child and hold your hand as a child in an adult way, and give the soothing, give the comfort to that inner child now that you're an adult, and be loving towards that person who had to go through the trauma. Like if you were a child and you went through all these difficulties, that is a very difficult thing to do for a person. And if you're still here today and you're working on yourself, you're doing your thing, you're searching, you're here looking at this video, you are searching somehow for answers to how you can bring out the Empress and the Emperor within yourself. And sometimes you just have to go within, find out what is it that you're grieving. Is it something that happened now? Is it something that happened way back in the day? It doesn't matter. If you're carrying the guilt, you're going to carry it or you're going to have to let it go. Your life is going to depend on it. Your life, the outcome of your life is going to be very different whether you choose to hold on to it or whether you choose to let it go. You're going to spend the same amount of time here on planet Earth, so you might as well figure out how can you let it go, because your life is going to be better, much better. The beautiful light in me, it honors, respects, and it loves the same beautiful light in you. And until next time, namaste.